Low.
Yeah, one person's late. Mary's late.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No problem. So I would like to pick up where we left off last week. We were going over like that combo, and I remember we didn't finish, but I think we made it all the way up to the farmer, which was this step, like that. But let's go through the whole thing, and then when Mary gets here, I'll just recap it for her as well. There'll be no sweats. All right. Actually, before I show anything, I want to see how much you two remember. If you remember anything at all. Do you? Yes, no, maybe so.
Mostly, but I feel like I'm missing some transition.
Okay, so I'm just curious to see how much you guys remember before I go over it. Alright, so I'll give you a countdown and then just try your best, and then I'll walk you through it again. With the music So as I'm doing that step, instead of me just doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, the deeper you get on one leg, it's going to exaggerate how far you're going to go with the jazz. So if you want to keep it really light, you can kind of just shut up here, right? But if you want to get a little bit deeper, I can get lower and really exaggerate the knee coming up. Okay? More disco funk. There we go. So let's just try to do that together. Okay, put the music up. Any questions so far about the progress stuff? Okay. Not unless, do we want to try it a little bit more?
Can we check the legs again?
The farmer and toothless legs? Okay, let's show that first and then we'll connect everything together. I guess some would be considered like field movement. It's just like very sensual. It's giving a lot of just like sexual energy when it comes to like using your body. Trying to, like, I guess like turn people on and stuff. So like lap dances and pole dancing. But this one movement, that's why I was so shocked. This girl's like 12. She's like, no, Mr. Brennan, you're doing the magic mic and you're trying to be sexy. I'm like, no, not at all. So I learned that here recently, yeah. Basically, the move looks like this, and I think you've seen me do it where it's pretty much just like a dive. Like that. Yeah. So, and there are like different variations, different levels to it. Like sometimes I'll jump and go into it, but I like to use that as just a transition to the floor. I think it's fun, it's playful, and it just feels physically good when it comes to me doing that to connect inside the movement. So I was thinking, from us sliding back, right? I was thinking of us turning over, coming on our right foot, so plant up here, then coming here to our left, coming all the way down, and then going into that move. So, I will say that I think that it is a little bit easier for men to get into this just because, as a woman, you have to be concerned about your breasts. And I say this explicitly because I've been told by a lot of the women that I teach that like their boobs hurt if they hit the floor really round, like really hard. Because typically, like when I do this, the move, especially from the side back, boom, 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 and I put almost all of my weight onto my chest. So what I wanted to say is like depending on your body type and how comfortable you are with the step, I wanted to urge to maybe instead of you landing on your chest, to try to twist over a little bit, so that way you can still hit the same move, but you will experience some more resistance on your right shoulder. So if I demonstrate that to you, instead of me hitting my chest, right? So again, here, coming up, step up, and down, just like that. So that way my chest is technically never hitting the floor. But you will feel extra tension here, because this is what you're going to be using to catch yourself before you hit the floor. If you're comfortable having your chest on the floor, like cool, right? Yeah. This is one reason why I wear black when I dance, is because with me being in house and breaking and hip hop, I'm on the floor a lot. But shit. I mean, yeah, so I just lost these and I'm like, but again, from here I'm going to bring this right leg up. I'm pushing up. This is going to come around. I'm here. Right here. And then as I'm right here, I'm going to have my head dive first, is right here. My chest follows, but right now, if you just watch me, all the resistance is on my right shoulder. And then I'm going to kick just like that after I'm done, to try to cancel out some of the momentum that I have from doing that dolphin move. Depending on your strength and how comfortable you are, you can add a small jump to that. I'm trying to think if I have it in me. Let me see. So if I were to add a small hop or jump from here, so then slide back, up. That's me adding a jump.
Do we still need to move our legs over if we're just going to put our chest on the floor?
Let me see. That's a good question. So here. Yeah. Because you want to be able to have space for the right leg to kind of exit. Otherwise, you're going to kind of awkwardly be like here. And then I also want this leg to be open, because this is going to set us up for our get up, which is what we did, I think, day 2, where here, boom. Yeah. So I do want this right leg free, so that way we can use that to get right back up. That makes any sense.
Yes.
Alright, so I didn't know his head.
to be very consistent of challenging everybody again. And again, you did nitpick at some of the movement that you just took today. But again, I just want to bring it back to the idea of you feeling comfortable and you being able to dance on your own. Talk to me. What are you going to say? Yeah. You don't seem too happy.
I'm never that enthusiastic about it.
Is it, so if you don't mind me asking before you start, is it more so of, is it an insecurity of you wanting to, is it an insecurity more so like you're not knowing what to do? Or is it more so of the idea of dancing solo, or like the shyness, or a mix of everything, or?
I think it's more so like not knowing what to do.
So even with like you being able to like pinpoint like for example, like let's say there's a particular step in the choreo that you really like that just feels really nice, would you feel like okay, I can just run with this and that's it? Or do you still feel like no, like you still don't know what to do?
I think it's wrong with that one step, but then I think after that, the thought process that is just awkward doing one step.
Okay. So I think that's enough, like, so you highlighted something that's very important to me. You said that you're thinking. So my goal is to try to get the three of you and whoever else comes to class is to get you to the point where you're feeling and not thinking. Because a lot of the steps, even though this is all very new, I would rather you feel very confident and feel secure on you just like bopping your head and just like moving your hips and your shoulders for a strong 15 seconds than you getting like lost in thought of thinking to showcase to me, okay, I need to show him everything that I've learned. Because again, this is more so about me seeing your relationship and your connection with the music. And it kind of goes back to like if I ask a kid with like zero ego, right? I think as we grow older to like our teens, that's when like the ego really starts to take over. That's when we get really secure and insecure about like how other people perceive us. And if you don't know what to do, but the music just sounds nice and sounds good, naturally you're just gonna like, even if you look goofy, but you're gonna like naturally move. And I kind of want to get back to that point, but also do it where like that natural movement feels and looks refined from like the drills that we're doing, the choreo that we're doing. So even if it means that like, I don't know, you're just doing this, and then eventually back and just go into this, and it starts to kind of like build off each other, and I'm just explaining some of the things that Okay, so yeah, with that being said, let's try it. Again, minimum 15, and I think that's a very easy, not easy, but I think that's generous. Minimum 15 seconds, maximum a minute, and I'll pick a slower song, because that song is very fast. And then that's it, and you guys are free to go. But I'm hoping what I'm saying is making sense, even to the slight, whether you agree or not, that's okay if you don't agree with me, but at least I'm just hoping that it does click to some degree.
I mean, I do agree it's a mental block, but that's also why people need alcohol to let loose.
No! I'm such a big advocate of you just need good music and a safe space. Because alcohol is just you're relying on substance versus relying on you. But oh my god, no. Again, this is why I want to take you guys out to the parties that I go to that I promise there are dancers there, but it is very inclusive, it is very safe, and everybody's very loving and warm and welcoming, and again, so many people do feel that they need alcohol to just loosen up, but I promise it's just I want to change that. If I can change your perspective on that, as long as you keep training with me, I will be very happy. But I get it. I get it. Yeah, all right. Minimum 15. again. I'll be at Bodega tomorrow. You just all reminded me too that I still need to talk to Jen. And what else? Oh, this is important for me. I think it's the 26th of this month. I don't know what your work and or possibly school schedules look like, but there's a house battle that I got invited to participate in that evening. So there's oh my god, sorry. There's an event called Behind the Groove. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but it's a party that kind of talks about a lot of the things that I've been mentioning in class, where there's a lot of different type of all-style dancers. So like there are breakers, there are people that are into hip-hop, people that again do prompt, light feet, like literally like all the different avenues of like club and street dance. This is one of the primary events where people go to, but they're also doing a battle, so it's like a party and a battle like intertwined into one event. I believe it's free before 10, I think, and then I think after 10 it's $10. It's 10 or 15 at the door, and they also have like free food there. And it's going to be located in Brooklyn at the Bogart House, which is the second floor of Brooklyn Zoo. I don't know if anybody's ever been to Brooklyn Zoo. Not like the actual zoo, but there's an actual like facility that is a what is it called? Like people go there to practice like parkour and like flips. There's a lot of people that are breakers that go there just to train their power moves. Because they have floors that are very bouncy. They have like the Ninja Warrior wall and like the obstacle course there. It's really cool. Like if you guys have the time to check it out, one of my friends works there, and his name is Ian. He goes by B-Boy Drowsy. We get confused a lot because like we're both black men with afros that do breaking, hustle, and we both skate. But like a lot of people in the community like would consistently confuse us. But he works there, and the event is taking place there again, Thursday the 26th. We'd love for you guys to go, depending on your schedules. But I don't know, if, again, how your mornings will look the following day, but you'll be able to see me kind of like dance like all out, you know, because the winner gets $800, so I want to win. 800, yeah. So I hope I'm good by then, because like, I mean, even with how I'm feeling, I'm always holding back because I just don't want to make it worse. So I think like this next week, well after me teaching at Bodega, I have until, actually I come back here, so I have like Tuesday through Saturday to just like rest. Because like all of my classes have been like canceled for like Chinese New Year and winter break. So I just have like those days that I'm just gonna focus on rest and just stay at home. And yeah. But and then if you guys are not able to like make it physically, I will be recording and live streaming it, so I can always just send you the link from home. But I just think that it would be really beneficial for you to just feel the energy and see all the different like dancers there. And the DJ is really good. His name is Quickstep. He's the guy that's organizing the whole event. He's also a breaking OG, so he's been breaking since I think like the early 80s. And he's still very active in the community. He's based up in the Bronx. And his wife, her name is Rockefeller. She's also really, they're both like world famous because like they have been active in like the community for all of these years, and they're like a really cool hip hop couple, and they've done a lot for New York City, and yeah, so I always just try to get people to come and support them. And I think that is it. Oh, and then last thing, on the 28th, which is 2 days or 3 days after, I think. No, 2 days after. Thursday, Friday, yeah. 2 days after, the other studio that I work at, which is Modega, they're having a open styles battle as well that I'll be competing in, and that's called Battle 101. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, a lot of my more recent posts have been taken at that event. And that is technically an open styles battle. So technically the three of you could enter. And I'm serious because like the event is designed, or I should say it's designed to get people to just get their feet wet when it comes to just competing, hence the name 101. And typically the format is like I think like the last Battle 101 that they did, it was like R&B themed, and it was like the biggest prelim that I think the competition has ever seen. I think there were like 90 plus people that signed up. Prelim took like an hour and a half. It was crazy. And the judge will basically choose the top 16 dancers that they like the most, and then those top 16 dancers will go head to head in like a tournament style bracket. And again, that is basically like a party as well. So before the battle starts, there's just like a live DJ who's spinning, and people are kind of just, you know, drinking and just mingling and getting to know each other. And then MC will make an announcement, and then everybody like surrounds, you know, the outer perimeter, and they'll call everybody's name one by one, and you know, do your best. And yeah, so, and that's on the 28th. So there are 2 dance events that are happening that are battle related and that are technically parties too. If you guys are free on that Thursday or that Saturday, I would love for you guys to make it if you can. And I think the doors open at 6:30 and the battles normally start by 7:30, and it normally goes until around midnight. Yeah, and that's again in Long Island City. And then the one on Thursday is in Brooklyn. Forgot the area, but I just know that it's located at Brooklyn Zoo. Again, not the zoo with animals, but the gymnastics facility. So I only say that because some people are like, I didn't know Brooklyn had a zoo. And I'm like, no, they don't. And yeah, so yeah. But yeah, that is it for today. All right? Yeah, you're very welcome.